All right, what's up everyone? Tristan here from BounceCraft, and today we taught a pickleball class, and I'm just gonna use this video to go over two things. The form help that I gave Torin and Amanda, who are the two students today, and also a mental checklist. This is a guide for creating a mental checklist in your mind so that you can work on things when you're at the court. So to start, we're just gonna kind of briefly look at Amanda and Torin. Over the course of this session, which was about 2 hours long, they improved tremendously. Like both of them made incredible gains on their. For this particular session, we were working on serves, but serves, of course, can also translate into drives. So as you can see, we're just going to look at Torin for a second here. A lot of his serves lack a lot of body control, has like a pendulum swing, right? This is at the beginning of our session. For Amanda, so Torin came in with a serve. Amanda kind of didn't really have a serve to start because she's new. She hasn't played for more than like maybe a month. So as you saw in her serve, well, let's look at Torin's again. So Torin has a pendulum swing. His body is not really in control, right? So his shots are kind of wild. And Amanda is on 1 foot right now. And her paddle is really high. Her point of impact is very high, which is why the ball is like so high. Although that was in, right? Good serve. Let's look at Torin's once more, right? Very little body control. The ball kind of just, the paddle just kind of swings wildly. And here Amanda, again, ball just kind of goes really high, whatever. And I'm not making fun of them. Like the point of, I want them to get better, and they did. So you'll see it at the end of this. The point of this video is just to show where they started out, right? So like here, Torin just swings it, and he has a lot of power, right? He can generate a lot of power. So with that power, you got to be able to control it. Let's look at one more for Amanda, and it just kind of floats in, right? So this was at the beginning of our session. It was a 2-hour session. I missed that backhand return. So we went through it a bit. I'm just gonna kind of fast forward. So in this video here, so at one point, let me actually go to a certain point. So throughout the session, I was just kind of like giving them some tips. I was looking at certain things I saw that I thought was wrong, and I was like, all right, I think you should do this instead. So here we're doing a drill. This is a drill that you can do at home. It's basically teaching you how to hit the sweet spot on your paddle. I recommend doing this before any session, before any tournament, right? You're just basically bouncing the ball. This is very common in basketball as well. You're just hitting the ball with the sweet spot towards the ground, right? The ball should come up perfectly, and you should just be able to be in a rhythm, right? So this is what it would look like. I think at some point I'll lock in. At some point I give them my paddles because I realize that their paddles don't have that sweet spot sound that paddles are supposed to have. I'm using a Ju-Shao, or sorry, no, I'm using a Eula. The Eula Scorpius 4. She's using a Ju-Shao, and he's using a Eula. I'm not really sure which version. So this is what it should look like. You should just be able to go one after the other, right? Pick it up, boom. And then once you're ready, right? Once you feel good about it, you come through, you serve. And I'm serving with Torin's paddle, which felt really weird. All right, so anyways, so you do this little drill or whatever, this training sesh, right? This is what it should look like. You should just be going one after the other. Hit it with that sweet spot. Get used to what that sweet spot sounds like. Another drill, of course, is I don't show it, but we did it at some point, but it's when you bounce the ball on your paddle, this right here. This is another drill you can do, but this really helps you just kind of, this does the same thing. So try this if you want at home. But once you're done, you should be able to come in, and here's me adjusting the camera, making sure it's still recording, whatever. All right, so that's cool. So once you do that, you should be able to just come in and serve. So after I showed them this, of course, it took them time to adjust. And let's get into the next part. So this is where Amanda starts improving. So I told Amanda, for her, I was looking at her form, and I noticed that she wasn't really getting low. She was kind of standing upright, right? So here is where she starts to understand, okay, I have to get kind of low with the ball, right? And I have to sort of come up to generate power. So here you can see it. She's starting to get the hang of it. You're starting low and you're coming up and you're driving through with your back foot, right? You're almost like stepping through it. Like that's how you get the power. That's how you generate power. Torin has a lot of natural power. He doesn't. His way of serving is probably going to be a little bit different, right? So he has the power. It's just the control he needs to work on. For Amanda's hers is. So here's Torin. Torin has the power. It's just he needs to control his body a bit better. So let's just go through a bit. So at this point, I think Amanda starts to get it, and we'll look at her form. So here's where she starts to understand it. And with Torin, he starts to get it in later on in the session. But I mean, Torin always had a serve. He came through with a solid understanding of how to hit the ball kind of hard. But it's really that control that is going to turn you from a beginner into an intermediate. So right for this very moment, let's just focus on Amanda. Okay. So just skip through it a bit. So here, a lot of Amanda's serves are really good. You can see her cheering because she's happy. And a lot of these serves, what you'll notice is Amanda's coming up under the ball. And she could do it a bit more, obviously, but she's getting the hang of it, right? So here we are picking up balls, and then we swap sides. So what you'll notice is Amanda is using a very consistent form, which is going to give you the same results, right? As long as you stick with it, right? Sweet spot, get low under the ball, boom, perfect serve. It's almost like basketball. You hit a jump shot. You can tell if a shot is going to be good or not, right? So there, every single serve at this point from Amanda is very good, right? Boom, right? I have them go back and forth, which is why I have to kind of skip through it. And they were kind of taking a while to hit. So there we go. Very consistent serves from Amanda. That one kind of goes out. But you can see it with the form before she even hit the ball. You can see she, number one, foot maybe not bad, but her paddle, it was very brief, but let me see if I can pause it. Paddle comes up way too high, right? You can see it. You can see the point of impact and the follow through is too high. And I'm not critiquing her. I am critiquing, but it's okay, right? It's good to understand where we make mistakes so that we can improve. So she's almost hitting it towards over the fence, which is why it goes so far out. And that's fine. I fuck up my serves a lot, right? But anyways, she started getting the serve, which was great, right? And I'm going to go over kind of what I told each of them and what helped them out. So yeah, all of Amanda's are good at this point. And Torin starts to get it later on. At one point, I had a tip for Torin that I think he should follow because both he and I are taller. So I told him to get low. I told him to get low and kind of go towards the side of the ball. And at this point, I think he's trying it out. And with Torin, again, a lot of his stuff is just that body control, right? It's just controlling your body. Let's focus on Torin with this next part. I just want to see if I captured it. At one point during the session, he gets really good. And we played a 2v1. I know I didn't get it on camera. We played a 2v1 game, and his serve was very good during our games. Let's see. But I don't think I caught it. I didn't catch it on camera. So that's a really good serve by Torin. So he's taking some of the advice I gave him, right? He's getting low, he's getting under the ball. He's waiting a second before he's hitting the ball. There, he waited too long. It's one motion when you're doing your serve. It shouldn't be step one, step two. It's step one, boom, hit the ball, right? Good serve. A lot of power on that. Again, Torin, you need the control. So this is me doing my top spin serve. It just spins a lot. Let's see one more for Torin. See a good one. Oh, that one's out. Let's get one more by Torin. Come on, Torin, give me a good one. Okay, he's getting low. Good. I already knew it was good. So anyways, towards the end of the session, they got a really good solid understanding of how to serve or how to improve their serve. And for them, that what worked for them is I gave them tips and hints on sort of like a checklist on things that you should do. And me personally, I keep this checklist handy with me all the time. Whenever I'm at the court, if I'm doing like a tournament or I'm doing like some serious play or my game is off. This is my personal checklist, and I recommend everyone have their own. Number 1, half Eastern Continental grip for serve returns. Paddle perpendicular to ground, right? So this is when I'm facing opponents that are targeting backhand. Number 2 is get under into the side of the ball a bit. So making sure you're coming up under the ball rather than coming from the side of it and hitting the ball out. Number 3, get lower while at the net. Knees bent, paddle ready. This is very important when you're staying ready and you're deflecting the ball. You're in a defensive stance. You're waiting for a hard drive. You need to be ready at the net. My 4th one is waiting a moment before hitting a ball on serve and volleys. Again, I'm a little bit taller, and so if I hit the ball while standing upright at my height, that ball is probably going to go out unless I put crazy topspin on it. So for me, I have, if I hit it too high, it's going to go out. So I have to wait a moment for it to drop, because point of impact is more important than anything else. And my last one is, and again, I'm always updating this list, so it's probably going to increase, but making sure to swing backwards to forwards all the way through. So that looks like this. And this isn't, for me, this is my checklist of things I need to do. Like, you can hit shots from the side because you can generate more power that way. But this is stuff that I forget, basically. This is stuff that that doesn't come natural for me, right? Like, I know you're not supposed to backpedal for the most part. I know you're supposed to move sideways, right? I know you're supposed to keep your paddle ready at all times. I can do that. That's not an issue for me. I know how to put topspin on, et cetera, right? So I recommend everyone create a checklist whenever you're at the court. Think of things that you need to do. You can use mine and build on from that, or you can create your own. I'm going to give you guys some suggestions. If you're receiving, wait for the bounce, right? Time it better. Hold before swinging. Use a full swing, right? Not a flick. Swing all the way through. If you drop the ball before serving or you toss it, just make sure it's consistent, right? Like, don't mix it up. Me personally, I drop the ball. Some people bounce it, but I'm not a big fan of bouncing because I feel like you get inconsistent results. So paddle angle at contact makes a huge difference, especially when you're defending, when you're deflecting, right? A few degrees off and that ball is flying out. So just always know where your paddle is facing. Like, always be cognizant of that. Targeting. I don't really like targeting in open play. I would only target in a tournament. But, I target backhands, maybe. I would say that. I would say no matter where you're at, target people's backhands. Test their backhands, right? Mental routines, right? If you got to breathe, reset, visualize, execute, whatever you got to do. Also hit with a purpose, right? don't just hit the ball to get the ball over. Hit the ball to like move your opponent to the left, or like hit the ball to hit their backhand, or hit a higher shot to make them move backwards so that you can come up to the line and force them to have to reset. But that's just a few things that you can maybe use. Again, create your own. And shout out to Amanda and Torin. They're 2 students in BounceCraft. If you're in BounceCraft, or if you're not and you're interested in classes, we do teach. BounceCraftPB.com, that's our website. We do custom teachings. It's not just this. It's custom to what you want, whether you're a beginner or you're a more advanced player. What else do I have? Also, join our Discord. If you're in Charlotte or you're ever planning to visit, join our Discord. We have a nice batch of players of all skill levels. So if you're a more intermediate or advanced player, you'll find people of all levels that can accommodate you for where you're at or where you're trying to get to. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.